Hello students of grade 5. Today we are going to learn the chapter 10, that is safety and first aid. So here we are going to learn the meaning of being safe, some safety rules, the importance of being prepared for emergencies, basic first aid for common injuries. So let us start with a small activity which is given on this. So here it is written as, on her way to school, Reena noticed that someone had removed all the road signs. Help Reena place the road signs and prevent accidents. Choose from the sign given below. So here are a few signs given below. So let us fix them in a proper place. So this number 1 that you can see here, a school going children. So this signboard goes near the school. So this is number 1 comes over here, and the number 2 is a U-turn board, and this will come over here because there is a U-turn here. And the third one is not to cross through the railway track, so this goes here. And this one is the danger board, so signboard of danger goes here. And we should not use any horn or this kind of any musical items, so that goes near the hospitals, number 5. And H stands for hospitals, so number 6 over near the hospitals. So these are the signboards which you can place in its proper position. So let us start with the lesson. All of us want to be safe, but to be safe we must be careful at all the time. So we all want to be safe. That is why at this pandemic time we all are at home, isn't it? So that is the reason why are we at home, because we want to be safe. So when we want to be safe, we need to take all kind of precautions, and we should take care of ourselves. So one of them, let us see what are the more things through which we can be safe and what are the things we should keep in mind. So accidents are mostly caused when we are not careful in what we do. So one of the reasons why the people fall into a trap, like they are not safe on the road, is just because of the accidents. So accidents are mostly caused when we are not careful, isn't it? If we are not careful on the road, then only these accidents takes place. So we can prevent many of these accidents if we are careful and follow certain safety rules. So if we follow safety rules, we can prevent these accidents which takes place usually on the roads. So let us look into the road safety. Keep the following in mind while you are on the road. So let us see what are the things which we need to keep in mind when we are on the road. So traffic rules are meant to keep us safe on the road. Learn to read the road safety signs. Follow traffic rules strictly. So here we are in this number 1 point. We have said that traffic rules are meant to keep us safe on the road. So traffic rules are meant just to keep us safe on the road. So that is why we have to follow the traffic rules. So we need to learn the road safety signs as we have done just now about this activity. If you read them carefully, you will know what is next and you can follow it. So if you follow these safety signboards, then only you can be able to prevent the accidents. So you need to follow these rules strictly. So let us go to the next point. Do not talk on mobile phones while crossing the road. So never use your mobile phones when you are crossing the road. You may not be able to pay attention to the traffic. If you use your mobile phone and you cross the road, you may not be able to pay attention to the traffic. You will be always involved in the phone. Your mind and your talks will be only on the phone. You won't be concentrating on the road when you cross them. So this can also be the reason, and this will result in accidents. So similarly, listening to the music with the headphones while walking on the road can cause accidents. So most of the people have the habit of keeping the headphones in the ear. You can see how this man is using his earphones, and he's crossing the road, he's walking on the road, and this is also a major cause for the accidents on the road. So let us look into the next one, that is the fire safety. So fire safety can spread very quickly. Even a very small fire can get out of control in quick time and burn down a whole house. So fire is such a thing that if it is a small one also, it will spread quickly in no time, and it will take no time to spread it all over the house if it is a house fire. So what happens here is, let us see what measures we should do, how we can prevent them. So the best way to practice fire safety is to take steps to prevent a fire from breaking out in the first place. So wherever you find the fire, the best thing is to prevent fire from breaking out. If you find fire in the kitchen, you have to see that you can stop it there itself, otherwise the whole of the house will catch the fire. Let us see what else we can do to prevent it. So preventing a fire. To prevent fire accidents, follow these safety rules. So as we know, this is a fire truck. This fire truck comes when only there is a huge fire breakout in any of the place, or let it be a house or any other place. This fire truck comes and rescues the people and the house, and it will put off the fire. So let us look into the preventions, what we can take when there is a fire. Let us look into the safety rules. Never play with matchsticks or lighters. So as you all know, never ever we have to play with the matchsticks or fire or lighters. Never place lighted candles near curtains or a wooden surface. So as we know that candles and all, we don't usually keep near the curtains or on the wooden surface, because it may move around. The curtains will move with the air, and also the wooden surface will catch the fire very quickly. So these are the reasons why we should not keep the lighted candles near the curtains or the wooden surface. So let us look into the third point. Do not plug too many electric appliances to one socket. So we have so many sockets, so we should not use too many appliances on a one socket. Electronic appliances are nothing but the devices that need electricity to function, like mobile phone chargers and refrigerators and television, etc. All these electronic items we should not keep on same one socket, so that if you use them in one single plug, then there will be a electric short. So let us look into the next one, that is, cover any socket close to the floor with tape, especially if there are babies at home. So if you see any babies, if you have any babies at home, what you need to do is, there are sockets at home which are very lower to the floor. So what you need to do is, you need to take a tape, especially when there are babies around your house. You need to take a tape and close those sockets, so that the child may not put his or her finger into that plug point, and he should not fall into the trap of the electric shock. So next point is, ask your parent to repair or replace any electronic appliances that spark, smell unusual or overheat. So whenever you see or smell something which is not proper in the electronic appliances, likewise there will be having some sparks coming out from them, or you may smell something burning, or you will see something overheated, like it will become very hot. So you should go and talk to your parents. You should tell them to repair or replace such items. So let us look into the next one, that is, getting away from fire. So let us see how we can get away from fire. How can we escape from the fire? So escaping a fire needs preparation in advance. So to escape a fire, what we need to do is, we need to get prepared in advance. So how we will get prepared? Let us see. A fire drill prepares you for what you need to do in a case of fire. So how can we prepare ourselves in advance? We don't know when the fire will break out. So what we can do is, we can have a fire drill, so that you, in case if there is a fire, you may follow this. So let us see how this fire drill is carried out. So fire drills are not real fires. So what are fire drills? There will not be a real fire in it. Sometimes your school may conduct a fire drill to prepare you for a fire. So fire drill is nothing but they will prepare you, and it will be conducted by the schools to make you get prepared whenever there is fire breakout. If there is a fire breakout at school, how you need to perform, how you need to move out of it. Like, you should not get panic, you should not fall on each other, you should not run away. Let us see what you have to do. When the fire alarm rings, keep calm. Do not panic. The first thing, whenever you see fire at home or at school, the very first thing is, you should not get panic. And if you hear a fire alarm ringing, you should be very calm. You should not get panic. This is the first thing which you need to remember wherever you see the fire breakout. The next one is, Listen carefully to your teacher's instruction. So whatever the teacher gives you the instruction, you need to listen to it carefully, and you should not act according to your wish. So do not run, make a queue and take the exit pointed out by your teachers. So what you are doing here is, you should not run here to there. You have to wait, and you have to make a queue, you have to make a line and take the exit pointed out by your teacher. So wherever your teacher will show you the exit point, you need to move away, move in a queue from that exit point. Assemble at the playground and stay with your class. So what you need to do is, you need to assemble at your playground and you to be with your class only, so that you will not get misplaced or you not get into any of the other traps. Your class teacher will tell you when it is safe to go back to the classroom. So when it is safe to go back to your classroom, it will be told to you by your class teacher, then only you can move away from it. So in this way, the fire drill, it is very simple. It is just needed, what is needed is your patience, and you need to be very calm, and you shouldn't get panicked, and you should be very careful listener to the one who is instructing you. So this is what the fire drill, how it is carried out. So let us look into the another one, that is the smoke safety. If you smell smoke, leave your room and immediately inform an adult. So if you smell anywhere the smoke is coming from your room or any place, you should immediately leave that place, and you should inform your parent or any adult who is along with you. If you see smoke in a room, stay low on the ground and crawl under the smoke as you make your way to the exit. So if at all there is too much of smoke in the room, what you need to do is, you need to stay low on the ground. You have to come down to the ground level, and you have to crawl under the smoke as you may find the till where is the door to exit to come out of that room. You have to crawl and go, not to walk and go, because we don't know from which side the fire is coming, or which side it is safe and which side it is not safe. We don't know. So that is the reason we are coming down to the ground level, and we are crawling and coming out from the exit point. So let us see the next topic, that is fighting a fire. How to fight off the fire. Most people get scared on seeing a fire spread. So most of us, what happens, usually we are telling you to be calm, but we won't be calm. What happens is, we usually get panicked only, and we get scared on seeing the fire spread, isn't it? So however, if you know what to do in such a situation, you will not panic. If you know what you have to do, you will not at all panic, and you will tell others also not to panic. So that is why you have to have the knowledge when there is a fire breakout, what you have to do and what we have to not do. So in the event of fire, first and foremost, inform the fire service immediately. So when you see a fire, if it is a huge fire, what you need to do is, you need to call the fire service immediately. So what is the number which you need to call is, call 101 and tell them the complete address and how they could reach the place easily. So what you need to do is, if you see a huge fire breakout, you need to call the number 101, and you need to tell them the address where the fire has broken, and you have to tell them the easiest way or the shortcut from which the road which can come to your place in a very quick and easily to reach you. So do not try to put out a fire by yourself. So you should not act like a hero and go and jump into the fire, and you should not do it by yourself. Raise an alarm to get help from your elders and neighbors. So you are not a superman, we are not a hero. So we should not act like them, we shouldn't do that. So what you need to do is, you need to raise an alarm you need to take the help of your elders or your neighbors. So remember the following rules of putting off the fire safety. So how to put out the fire, let us look into it. The first one is, if any material such as paper, wood or plastic is on fire, we should throw water or sand onto it to put out the fire. So if you see a fire, so there are so many kinds of fire where we see into the different kind of things. So if it is a paper or a wood or a plastic where the fire is caught, what you need to do is, you need to throw water, or else we need to throw some sand to put off that fire. So the next one is, if the fire has started from electric points or wires, we should never throw water on it. So if you see fire coming out from the electric points or electric wires, never think of pouring the water on it, as you know that to put off the fire usually we use water. So to put off the fire, if it is coming from the electric wires or electric point, you should never use we should never use water onto it. It can cause electrocution. So what is electrocution? It is the death caused by the electric shock. So electric shock will come if you are pouring the water onto the circuit, wherever the smoke or wherever you find the fire coming out from those wires. So instead, we should switch off the main power supply immediately. So wherever the main supply of the electricity is there, we have to switch off that main power supply. We can also throw sand to put out the fire. So we can use the sand also to put off the fire which is coming out from the electric points. We should never use water to put off. So as I told you just now, you should never use water to put out. So let us see one more thing. We should never use water to put out a fire caused by petrol, kerosene or any other oils. Now even with the petrol or kerosenes or any other oils also catches the fire. So if there is a fire because of these petrol, because of these crude oils, we should not use again the water. These oils are lighter than the water. So why we should not use water is because these oils are very light in weight compared to the water. So they will float on water and keep burning. So you know what happens if you pour oil in the water, the oil will be floating on the water. The same way will happen if you pour the water. What happens? It will float on the water and it keep burning, and it will not have any solution to it. So what you need to do is, we should throw sand or mud to put out the fire. So here also we need to use the sand or a mud to put off the fire. So fire extinguishers are used to put out the small fires. So if there is a very small fire at any place which your elders can handle, what is that? Instead of calling the firefighters, what we can do is we can use the fire extinguishers. So keep a fire extinguisher at home. So nowadays people are using this at the school, offices, even at home and hospitals, etc. So also learn how to use it. So if you have that is not important is what is, you know how to handle it, how to use it. That is more than important. So you need to learn also to how to use it. So if someone's clothes catch fires, do not allow the person to run around in panic. So mostly what people does, if their clothes are catching fire, what they do, they will panic and they will start running around everywhere. Instead, what they have to do is make the person roll on the ground till the fire is put off. It is better to cover the person with a woolen blanket. So instead, what we have to tell that person, we have to make that person roll on the ground till the fire is put off. It is better, what we can do is we can cover them with the woolen blanket instead of pouring the water. If clothes are stuck to the burnt skin, do not peel them away. So what happens if you're using a blanket and it gets stuck on their skin? You should not try to forcefully remove that blanket. Otherwise, the skin also will get peeled off with it. So cut the cloth around the burn to remove it if you can. So what you need to do is, we should not try to remove it hardly or not try to pull it from the skin. Otherwise, the skin also will get peeled off. So instead of that, we can cut off that area with the cut off that blanket area with the scissor. In case of severe burns, take the patient to the hospital immediately. If it is a very severe burn, what we need to do is we have to give him first aid. That is, we need to take him or her to the hospital. So stop, drop, roll. These are the three things which we need to do when our clothes catches the fire. So how we need to stop? We should not panic. Wherever you got the fire, wherever you caught the fire on your clothes, you need to stand and stop there itself. And the next thing what you need to do is drop to the floor. As you can see in this image, how the person is dropping on the floor, you need to drop the same way. And you need to what you have to do is you have to cover your face with your hands. And after covering your face with your hands, you need to do roll over on the floor so that the fire will be put off. So let us look into the next one, that is water safety. You can avoid water related accidents by following a few simple guidelines. So we can avoid, even there are even there are accidents which happen in the water. So how can we avoid those accidents which occur in water? Let us look into it. Never enter a water body alone. So whenever you're going to watery places, you should never ever go alone. Never go for swimming in if there is no adult around. So you should not try to be smart enough, like you shouldn't think I know swimming and I can go alone. You should not have that particular style or that mentality, and you should not go alone. You should go only along with your adult if you're going for the swimming or to anybody near to the water body. Should never try to go alone. Never swim in deep water. So you should never go to the deep water. Go for boating only where it is allowed. So wherever it is allowed, only there only we have to go to the boating. Keep your hands and feet inside the boat all the time. So whenever you're sitting on a boat, you can see here how these girls and boys, they are keeping the hands inside. So no, you should not keep your hand outside the boat whenever you are boating. Do not go for boating in rainy or stormy weather. So the weather also should be favorable when you're going for boating or any place like that. Do not go for boating without wearing a well-fit life jacket. Here these are the life jackets which you can see, this yellow one and this orange one. These are the life jackets. So if you are going for boating, this blue one is also a life jacket. So whenever you're going for boating, never forget to carry your life jacket. Even if you are a good swimmer, so even if you are a good swimmer, you know swimming also, you need to use your life jacket when you are going into the water. The life jacket will prevent you from drowning in case the boat turns over accidentally. So what happens, sometimes the boat will flip in the water. So if it happens, these accident happens, like you know swimming, you think, but at a point of time what happens, we become tired beating our hands and legs in the water. So in that case, if there is a life jacket, it will save you from drowning in the water. So let us see, next one is water rescue. So how will we rescue from the water? If someone is drowning, do not enter the water yourself to rescue. If you're seeing somebody drowning in water, that is going inside the water, so you should not be smart enough to think like that, like I can save, I am a swimmer, and don't try or become over smart and jump into the water by yourself to rescue that person. Shout loudly for help or inform an adult immediately. So what you need to do, the first thing is you need to call for help with your, or inform your adult for the help immediately. Next thing is throw something long such as a rope towards the victim and try to pull her or him out. So if you have a rope in nearby you, what you can do is you can throw that rope in the water and you can try to pull that person, whoever has drowned in the water, you can try to pull him from the water out. So these are the safety rules which you need to follow when you are in the water.